Welcome in, everybody, to the OnBrand30 experience. I am OnBrand30, aka OB30, and today is a special day. I have a very special guest. A very special guest. I have known this person for probably about 2 years now, and she has been doing phenomenal in the social media space. She's been doing some stuff off and on social media. She is a creator, she is a writer, she is a chef, she does everything. She is multifaceted. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for the one, the only Miss Cherelynn.
Hi, Rob. Thanks for having me on. It's such a joy to be here.
It's an honor to have you here. How are you doing today?
Here in the desert of Arizona, it's very hot, but that's okay because I've got something else hotter that I'm working on, and I just wanted to share it with you.
I'm so looking forward to hearing all about that. Over here in the hot Atlanta, it is often we just got finished with a bunch of rain, so like it's now back to being nice and warm outside. So I'm glad to hear that you got something even hotter than hot Atlanta.
I do.
So I have a number of questions for you. I've been researching and going over a lot of the stuff that you got going on behind the scenes, and I have questions. So would you like for me to get started with two questions?
Yeah, and I'm ready to answer them. Let's tell the people all about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sherilyn is working on a project known as the 10 series. So we're going to kickstart it with the first question. Where did the idea for the 10 series come from, and what made you want to build a mystery around it?
Thank you for asking. 10 the series, you can see it 10theseries.com, Facebook, Instagram, but 10 the series came from as a cinephile, as a lover of all things media, television, movies. I find that though I love my streamers, right now, everything is everywhere, anytime, and I personally miss appointment TV. Like Sunday night, shh, my show's on. I've got to watch Game of Thrones. Whatever it is that your favorite show was, when I was developing something for the summer, I think that sometimes the music gets released as like a hot summer single. And I thought, you know what we need? You know what we need? We need must-see TV, appointment TV. And I'm taking it direct to socials for distribution. And we are going to gather and watch this live stream nightly. 10 episodes, 10 days. Let's go. Must-see TV.
That is such a good concept. I love it. The idea of streaming is phenomenal, absolutely. But there's something to be said about like having old school set times for and weekly set times, not just like set times where you schedule to meet up with somebody and watch a streaming program, but this particular time every week, everybody gets to watch the same program at the same time and then ponder about what the next episode is going to be about.
That is it. And because we're streaming, enter the chat. The chat will be on during the episode, and you will be able to say, no, I think Lacey did it. No, Tessa did it. Where's Amos? And you will be able to chat. And it's up to you. You know, you can always click and turn off the chat and catch it later. But the joy is, hey, tonight, 6 o'clock, shh, my show's on. I'm going to go watch, and maybe I chat too. Maybe I just enjoy.
It is an excellent idea. Let me ask you this. Um, for someone who has never heard of the 10 series, can you describe it in a sentence or two?
Absolutely. 10 the series is a concept based around the 10 commandments. And I think that the 10 commandments, no matter where you are in the world, where you are in your age, 9 years old, 90 years old, it's just a good basic guidelines for life. Like simple stuff like don't steal, stop lying. These are good guidelines.
Solid guidelines. I love it. In today's world and the internet, you run into a lot of that.
Yeah.
The Ten Commandments. I don't even know how it holds in the internet world, but I think this is a great concept to introduce to people.
Thank
Speaking
you.
of people, speaking of people, we have your lead character, Holly. Can you tell us a little bit about Holly Liz? Who is she and why is she the heart of the entire series?
I think Holly Juarez, there's a little bit of Holly in all of us. Someone who just wants to log off. Holly Juarez, when I was creating the character, she's a person who's in transition. Like, think of it like a book and your life. And now this chapter, not so much as a year, because sometimes a chapter of life could be 4 years, like if you were in high school. Each year is different, but it's a chapter. And then you turn the page and you open up a new section of the book. Holly Juarez is all of us as we're people who are transitioning in our life, year, family, jobs, careers, just our society as a whole. All of us have a little Holly in us.
Absolutely. Like every day is a new day to involve.
Yeah,
If you're not involved, you're static.
right. You're rotting.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You have 10 main characters in your series. Okay? And which character surprised you the most as you were
Mm.
developing them and why?
Amos. Amos
Amos.
surprised me the most because he's the one with the biggest secret that Holly knows about, but she's kept his secret because she's keeping her integrity. She found out they have a conversation about it. He said he was going to deal with it. And you would think that Amos would man up, tell the truth, stop lying, stop stealing, stop coveting. I don't want to give it away. But let's just say he doesn't. He doesn't go the path towards correction and enlightenment. Amos surprised me. And I was writing it and I thought, for me to identify with Amos, I know that there were times in my personal life where I could have made a choice. It's possible I took the other route. I should have made a right, but I took a left. There's a little bit of Amos in all of us.
So would you say that this series is that's based on 10 characters and each of them describes a commandment? Would you say this is more like a thriller, a mystery, or horror, or adventure?
Oh, good question. 10 the series technically is a mystery because I grew up reading Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. I grew up reading mystery. And here's the curious thing. I just want to be like, Bunk, what do you mean you don't get it? Every time I'd start a new book, I honestly always thought, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when you know the format? There's a mystery, there's a
Right.
problem, they try to solve it, like Scooby-Doo, zoink, something goes wrong, but they bring it back around and they always overcome by the end. 10 the series is a mystery. And I would say it's probably 70% Nancy Drew with about 20% Twin Peaks and 10% who knows what.
I love a good mystery. We don't have a lot of those these days. It's usually just action-packed or gore. It's a
Yeah,
combination of the two.
yeah, there's a lot of horror is out right now, and I want an element of thriller, but I don't want gore. And so our idea is that we're family friendly across the age groups, leaning towards young adults, not like 8, 9, 10 or younger, but maybe at high school to young adult age, a thriller for them. But if your grandma's in the room, nobody's ears will be burning. Let's put it that way.
We got to protect grandma's ears.
That's
We
right.
got to protect grandma's ears. So you built the entire series,
Yep.
10 screenplays,
Yep.
AI episodes,
Yep.
a website that will copyright completely alone and without funding. What kept you going when it was so hard?
Oh, wow. The story. Two things. I am in service to the story and to the audience. I haven't met them mano a mano, face to face, but I know that I love my audience. I know that I want to serve them fun, intriguing, cliffhanger, mystery-filled appointment must-see TV. I want my audience to gather with me, come have a show with me, meet me in the chat. Let's talk about our characters. It has been a fun up, down, high, low, winning, not winning, up until this point process of getting 10 the series ready. And what keeps me going is what if what if I was the audience on the other side and I'm looking at the summer and I'm looking at what's available and I'm like, well, there's so much to see and nothing to watch. I'm in
Hmm,
service to my audience in the story. That's what keeps me going.
I like it. I've always said, especially of recent years, that a lot of people don't include themselves.
Hmm.
in the audience process. Like there's a there's a fine line between creating and then letting the general audience take over. Like I like a person or a group of creators who actually are able to create from their own perspective, and then allowing the audience to find them. So and then also you becoming that audience. Like everyone excludes themselves in the creative process when they're creating stuff. So I think it's important to include yourself. What type of stuff would you like to see? And then create stuff around that instead of figuring out what other people want to see and then trying to weave a narrative based on a massive group of individuals trying. Would you agree?
I do agree. And I think that can circle back to fandom. People become fans because they see themselves in the story. You've got to be in service to the story.
Before the live action series comes around, what was that process like? And what did you learn from it?
Oh, I love learning something new. And I've actually been having a LinkedIn conversation back and forth and also on X about this. And that is there's a new film out, Remarkably Bright Creatures, and the red octopus named Marcellus. He's gorgeous and he's pretty sassy and he's CGI. And nobody's up in arms about CGI, are they? But the minute you make an AI video generated character, out come the daggers. I started about 2 years ago just learning and training in AI video generation, prompt engineering, and it has been a fun dance of learning how to say specific yet general prompts that let a platform generate what I'm trying to tell it. And honestly, 2 years ago, I started with Elder Glow, a series that I made, and it was pretty rough. And then by the time I got to an astronaut series, which is all about deep breathing and self-care, told through the eyes of an astronaut in space who's alone with his AI companion in his ship, I felt like since the concept of a live show is not new, the concept of live streaming a social series is not exactly done all the time. So I made the AI episodes just teasers so that if you weren't familiar, you could watch that teaser and be like, oh, I see. It's one location, it's a cabin in the forest, it's one weekend where they're having their final farewell together, transitioning from schools and family to life and jobs and college. I think that the audience can see themselves in it as not like Weekend at Bernie's, that we're not that kind, but you have one weekend together with friends, and it's going to be our last time together like this in our lives. I think others can see themselves and the process of learning AI video generation to make a teaser episode to introduce you to it like a snack bite. I think it works because you get just enough of the story to see, I want to watch a weekend mystery show.
I like it. Uh, so you were talking about the the audience and whatnot. So talk me through why you decided to make it an interactive show, uh, as opposed to just a standard network type show.
Because I want to gather. Meet me at the live stream. Meet me at the show. Personally, I love going to the theater. I love going out to eat afterwards. And in my family, the rule is no talking from the time between the theater until we've ordered our food at the restaurant. And then everybody can discuss. You've got to mum's the word until you get there. And why the live stream? It's actually in three parts. We start out with a meet and greet, which lets just drop on in to rehearsal. I feel like it's worth you seeing the process of getting ready. If you've ever gone to live theater and I love doing this Utah Shakespeare Festival, before they launch, they have a dry run week ahead of time where you get to see scene blocking, lighting changes, and it's just how they set up to do the live theater performance. Bringing that concept, I am inviting you to the hour before the show. Watch us set up, meet and greet with the cast. Somebody's manning the chat if you have questions. And then there'll be a moment of quiet on the set and action. And letting the actors just begin to do a scripted reality series. And my favorite part, just because well, I personally love to sit around the fire with a guitar and just sing some songs, be together. I want that collaboration. I want that community and that gathering. So far, I don't know if we're going to be able to have a fire because of burn permits in Arizona, but let's just gather anyhow. Let's just gather. And maybe it's just too hot. We'll have to stay in the house or the cabin. We'll be at the cabin, stay in. But the idea is that join us for the pre-show, stay for the performance, and please come afterwards. Just stay a minute. There'll be guitar, box drum, banjo, fiddle, and just a sing along.
So this will probably be more like a interactive play, if you will,
Yes, yes, very
combined
much like an
combined
interactive
with
play.
a combined with a reality TV element of how you start to finish.
hmm
Okay.
Welcome to the soup.
I like it. I like it. You said that this is based on the Ten Commandments, so it's like a faith-based element. It has a faith-based element. But you also said it's not a Christian film. How would you describe it, and who would this actually be for?
I think this is for somebody who wants to have a mystery, a thriller, have a show that's interactive. They don't want to encounter heavy profanity. It's always a turnoff to me when the first scene in a film starts out with profanity. Like it's just so heavy. I can understand somebody smash their thumb and but I've seen some shows where it's just ridiculous. F-bomb, 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 F-bomb. Our show, even though it's based on the Ten Commandments, which I really think are great guidelines for life, and Ten Commandments comes from the Bible, you don't have to be the Bible thumper. You do not have to be a specific Christian religion to watch. Our audience is really somebody who wants good old-fashioned mystery fun, a whodunit.
Okay, I see that. So let me ask you this. Like we covered so much in this interview, the faith-based theme to the Ten Commandments to a couple of your characters, even though we didn't touch on the other eight. I'll have to stick around and find out who the other eight
Yes,
characters are.
please. Oh, thank you for asking that all important question. So, if anybody is an actor, and you don't have to be a thespian from the Shakespeare Festival, we're looking for musicians who can act or actors who can sing or play. We have not gone into our active casting and crewing yet as we finish up our distribution deals. But really, if you just want to track along what's happening, I update our socials weekly, if not daily, just because I like doing it. You can go to 10theseries.com so you can learn everything that's going on with production. If you want to see our socials and our updates, we have the most beautiful, in my opinion, beautiful t-shirt collection. Every week, I'm dropping a brand new t-shirt design. You could collect them all. All of those are on Facebook, Instagram, and it's the number 10 the series. So facebook.com 10 the series, instagram.com 10 the series. I update Facebook the fastest and you can just follow along on the page. I'm accessible and on 10theseries.com there's a newsletter if you want to sign up and want to begin to actively cast and crew. Those will be going out direct to email and be posted on our socials.
Awesome. Let me touch on something real quick. You play
Yeah,
the guitar?
not a
What?
lot, not a lot,
I
not a
know you
lot.
this long and I didn't know
Uh,
you played the guitar.
as a young woman, as a child, piano, clarinet, some guitar, I think some flute, a little bit of drums. I think I dabbled in everything, mastered the clarinet, and then I didn't keep up with it outside of high school.
I was a clarinet player, but I gave it up for drama class. So I didn't I switched from music to drama. So
So
that was my thing.
you know all about actors who sing or musicians who act.
Yes,
They
I
they
most
they
certainly
are a
do.
unique breed.
They are a creative breed. Their mindset is vastly different from most everyone else. You know, their their viewpoint is just a little bit uh, I don't want to say left, but their viewpoint is just a little bit different from how everybody else views things on a day-to-day basis.
They're
They're always
creating.
creating. It's
Yes.
always all right. Last question though. Last question of the night. All right. Let me ask you this. What do you want people to take away from 10 the series?
Oh, good question. If there was one thing I want people to take away from 10 the series, it is actions have consequences. You matter. And the actions that you do that have consequences matter. And that could be a good thing, like, oh, I'm working on my health. I'm getting my steps in daily. I'm choosing to not drink pop. Those actions have consequences. Then that is that your health gets better. But on the other side, actions have consequences could be when you decide to steal something because you don't want to pay for it, or you think it's innocent, like, oh, the cashier won't notice. I've got two of these stacked one on top of the other, and we'll just scan it through. Actions have consequences. So I would want somebody to take away from 10theseries.com is that you matter and your actions have consequences, whether for the good or the bad.
So hilarious that you said that just because we were just talking about the word consequences the other day. We won't get into the whole dynamic of what we were
That's
discussing,
another
but
show.
yeah, that's another show. But it was very interesting. I was like, oh, how ironic. We were just talking about consequences 2 days ago. Miss Sherilyn, it is always a pleasure to have you. I'm always thrilled to see you out and about doing your thing, evolving, growing, and just creating out there in the space. All of y'all that are watching, y'all go ahead and give her a follow on all her social media platforms. 10 the series is the basically is the slash URL, on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and any other platform that you might find 10 the series. Sherilyn, it is a great honor to have you on the OB30 experience. I'm always thrilled to hear that you're doing something fantastic out there in the creative space. And don't you ever stop.
You got it. Thank you so much for having me. To all of the On Brand 30 audience, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy 10 the series, and I will see you in the chats in the live stream.
Thank you. I appreciate it.